Well, guess who was right about pretty much everything? I was right about these guys and their foot soldiers and the fact that like they're just gonna like use them as like the first initial attack to like just go out and attack whoever and whatever. And you were seeing it in like the leading up to the whole strike against Iran because of like most likely the sanctions and these terrorists are paying off people to like enter into Europe and just pretty much cause chaos. And then it materializes in like the media, their outrage or selective outrage, as I say. And then to add to all that bullshit, you have the cover-ups, right? You have, you know, the immigration cover-up, the scam, the fraud cases, even on like the Jewish side too. What is this all leading up to? Well, I'll tell you. But first, you gotta check out this really sick, thing. I just gotta show it off one more time. Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, as we are, bearing witness to, the terrorists are, at it again, attacking, civilians as they do. They targeted a synagogue, just some people, some random girls. I saw some like little kid, like almost getting forcibly kidnapped by some like guy and shit. And then like when they confronted him, it's like, no, he was lost. I was trying to help him find his mother. I was like, you know what I mean? Like some real shisty ass shit. And this is, believe it or not, this is good news because if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying on my videos and in this channel, my general rhetoric, these people, they want to replace the demographic of the country that they're entering into, and now that they can't, they have to get desperate and just like enact chaos. Let me just like lay it out, see how this plays out for them, right? So they enter into these countries, and then they try to have up a bunch of kids, but they can barely afford them, right? So then a lot of them got to go on social assistance. They got to get that child credit. Vote for liberal, you get an extra healthy child credit and shit like that. Although like the conservative party tends to they tend to push that a lot as well. But like when you think about the reasoning behind it, oh yeah, you want these people to have kids, these newly arrived Canadians for no apparent reason, right? And then you take them to high school, college, blah blah blah. We all went through that shit. Except the internet is forever. The internet is forever. What do you fuckboys think you've been doing, huh? Running up in these countries, raping up all these kids, children, women, fucking running grooming gangs, covering it up, pretending like, oh, it's not you. It's like, it's so sad how hard these people have to try and maintain control in a world where they never actually had control. It was only like hinted at. It's like, oh, these guys are threatening us. We better do what they say or else, right? I think the number one reality check, and I didn't see this coming, but the reality check was how Islam itself was treated in Saudi Arabia, and holy fuck, when your eyes are open to that kind of shit, like no joke, I kind of feel bad for Muslims, man. You imagine like you're part of this like religion that has to throw down at every fucking instance and stuff. It's more like they take pleasure in it, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, it's just like Muhammad did, just like Muhammad did, except right, the place which you guys go to pray to, the fucking it's a dump. It's like what the fuck, dog? People have not only been trampled to death trying to pray to the Epstein cube. They're gonna stop calling it that. But it's like also they don't like clean up after like the millions of people that eat their food and leave it out and then leave it just rotting and shit. And honestly, this is the fucking thing I hate about AI because it's like, you know, there's people with biases out there, right? And you want to make sure that you remain impartial, but then you watch like a video that's like an AI construct, and then you're so sure of yourself that like, oh fuck, this is how it is down there. But like, you know, like I have a bit of a arachnophobia, right? Like just I think people in general have that, right? And I've never seen so many cockroaches. Mind you, disclaimer, I don't know if the video that I watched was like propaganda or if it was actually a thing. They said something like a heavy rainfall came down and then like out of the ground burst all these cockroaches and shit, and it was just like hard to watch because they're like, they're on people, they're flying on people, they're like crawling all over the place, they're crawling out of the sewers, out of the vents, all that shit. And it was just like thousands of them, tens of thousands of probably, 100,000. Holy fuck, man. And now you guys are like running around the entire world, starting shit over like a faith that is a zero sum. It's a zero sum faith. It's a zero sum game, Like what's the game plan here? You got none. Like you're gonna attack people, you're gonna instill fear in them, and then the good Muslims, the Muslims that don't want to take part in this, their lives are irreversibly damaged by your actions. You understand that? Like, let me give you an example. Like, let's say over the poop festival thing, right? I went out and there's actually people who like threatened Tyler Oliviera's life and shit. Some guy like texted him, like, "I'm gonna rape your sister." He's like, "Yo, I don't have a sister." Yo, all at your boy Tyler Oliviera, man. He did like a gigantic ass interview with Sam Hyatt, and the whole time I thought they were gonna bring it up. The whole time they talked about like a little bit about the Somalian fraud, this and that, and like all the other things he did, like the Amish or whatever. And then like the rest of the fucking show, nonstop bashing the Indians, and then some guys are calling and talking about Indians. The Jews just got like off the hook 100%. Like, what the fuck, man? Holla at your boy Tyler Irving here. He got banned. The Jews won, or the dark Jews, not all the Jews. They're, the hot Jews probably, they don't like what he said, but like, it's true. You can't be doing that. And like, you know what I mean? What the fuck is the oversight that people have over their own religion and faith? Like, do you think I could tell my fellow Hindus, yo, don't construct that gigantic ass statue out there? Okay, don't do that. It's just gonna piss people off, and like they're gonna vandalize it eventually, and then like you're gonna like repair it, and then like it's gonna get damaged in the rain, and like it just seems like a waste of time, at least to me. Like if you're gonna do shit like that, like do it back in India or whatever, like in Asia and shit, where that's like normal. Like over here in North America styles, like it's just. But like what I mean, like. How many Jews do you think out there would be like, yo, these Hasidic, these Orthodox Jews, you gotta chill the fuck out, man. You can't be closing down these public schools and shit. I got exposed, dude. But see, like, that's why, like, yo, you can't be, like, just biased against, like, one group of people. You gotta, like, call everybody out on their bullshit all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like the Mormons. Oh, man. Well, it's a zero-sum game, man. Every single thing I said, it's coming true. Okay? These guys are realizing, like, yo, that gay man loving, that, like, butt sex, life, broke back Afghanistan. That's just, like, calling to them, you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's their, destiny. And they don't like it. They'd rather, like, go out fighting, guns blazing, than just, like, nah, man. Missed it with that shit, man. No. But that's the way it's gonna go down because, like, these guys, right? Especially like and the people don't want to talk about this. These guys, fuck. And people are gonna hate me for saying this because it's just like it's so fucking rude. But like, you gotta be honest about it. There's gonna be a percentage of these Muslims, right, from like hardcore, um, conservative Islamic families and shit who, they join the Rainbow Tribe, and there's nothing wrong with that. but like you have to come to expect it, especially when you have a group of things. Like I've always wondered what was like the parallel between homosexuality and like, hardcore fundamentalist religions of all sorts, you know what I mean? Like all religions that have like this special kind of protection where you can't criticize me because, protection and special reasons, and then I realized like the thing that like connects them both isn't the special protection. It's that feeling of being on the outside and then understanding that like, okay, these people are your enemy. They're not, there to help you, or there's like neutral people. They're not like, normal people. They're your blood sworn enemy. And that's how like subsets of, terrorists, subsets of, Islamic scholars, subsets of like, Sikhs, of Hindus even. Fucking those Hindus, man. Subsets of Jews even. Christians, you know what I mean? The Mormons, right? Like some guy who thinks that like, Jesus Christ met up with some guy in America and gave him some gold shit and like I don't know, some other things, man. What we call that? Fanfic. But like, how and it gets twisted. Even still, like, you get like, talks about like people all around the world doing like facetious ass shit, but like this is what I'm getting at. Like this is something that was pushed on these people. It's pushed on you, pushed on me by the older generation. Zero sum faith. You don't have faith in these people anymore. There's no reason to. Like, you can pretty much ask an AI construct and learn every single thing possible, with some limitations due to censorship, in the like the completion of human civilizations. Just like learn about pretty much everything: astrology, science, chemistry, physics, mathematics, literature, history. And what are you gonna give it up for? What are you gonna give that up for? Like scores of men who promise you, you know, sand that's falling, slipping between their fingers as we speak. Trying to feign this normalcy and then like using their foot soldiers. And I predict that this is the precursor to like the big one, the big terrorist attack that will take place and will, unfortunately, I don't like to be like the truth, the seeker sayer, or what was it, soothsayer, yeah, the soothsayer of you know disaster, bad, events. So what I predict, though, unfortunately, is like in response to all this military incursions into Iran, there'll be a very large terrorist attack that will most likely target a large civilian group. Now, this is where things get like, like confusing, right? So you're gonna wonder like, what is it? School, mall, this, that. Most likely, it's going to be a place that will vote specifically against um, mass migration and like the Islamification basically of everything. So that's most likely what's going to take place. But knowing that, like that just means that you've already won. Just you have all the girls, you have all the capability of making money. I mean, I don't want to brag about it like it's mine to have and whatever, but you gotta take it. You gotta protect them. All right, take care.